here. My name is Jonathan from mixnotes.tv. I have a YouTube channel. You can go check that out if you want. Regardless, I'm here to show you a little trick with the drum bus, sort of break down what I do. I get a lot of questions about drum compression, and if I need huge drums, do I have to use tons of compression and slam the drum bus and stuff? And so I've got a track here that's very dramatic. I'll play it for you in a second, and I'm going to break down a couple plugins that I use on my drum bus, and hopefully you guys pick up some tips and tricks. Anyways, let's get into it. Track sounds like this. Alright, so really big, super dramatic, real spacey. Here is sort of on the chorus, the solo drums. Right? So, got my drum bus here. I've got an EQ, I've got one compressor, and I have a tape emulation plugin. So that's obviously the finished product. If I bypass everything, you get this. Right? Still really big. Now I will say, as far as compression goes and kicks and snares and stuff, I don't really use tons on, I mean, obviously with a track like this, I've got multiple kick drums, multiple snares, claps, percussion stuff. I run a lot of stuff in parallel, and that's just the way I do it, and I use a lot of 1176s because I like them. So things will get smashed extremely hard on like these parallel compression buses for snares and kicks, and then they sort of get blended up. But other than that, nothing is really going beyond 3 or 4 dB of compression. But just wanted to make a little side note there. So anyways, back to the drum bus. First thing we do, Pro Q2 EQ from FabFilter. Everybody's ranting and raving about this thing because it's awesome. And this is what I do to the drums. I do a little high passing 37, just kind of clean up some of the super subby stuff. It's not a hip hop track, so I don't really need anything. A ton of stuff down there, but at the same time, there's a lot of like pillowy kind of sub stuff going on, if that makes sense. I usually find success with notching out a little 300 to 400 somewhere. And here I've got 338. And then I'll also shelf on the top end, like around 10K. And keep in mind, all these moves are really subtle. I mean, these are a dB and a half-ish, you know, 2.5 dB here. So let's do a little A-B here on the EQ moves. Right, and that 300, was this 338 dip, does a lot of what you're hearing. Let me bypass, turn this band on and off here. Right, and then the top end, you just get a little bit of that air from the cymbals and whatnot, the real kind of like ticky clicky stuff from the sticks and snares. Right, again, subtle moves. So that's our EQ, nothing crazy. Then I go to, I've been playing around with the Shadow Hills compressor. I dig this thing, but I only really dig the discrete side of it. And I also use it in dual mono. And I don't know, that may just be me being crazy. I'm not a real technical guy. I just kind of mix by feel and emotion and all that. But I don't know, I feel like in dual mono, it gives each side of the stereo field especially with drums like this, they're not always completely symmetrical all the time, so it sort of gives the compressor freedom to compress and move as it needs to between the left and right speaker. With that said, you can check out the settings here, and I'll play it, and I'm just going for a little point, and again, making the drums a little tighter, a little more aggressive, not a ton of compression. So that's with, I'll bypass it, and this should be level matched fairly close. So yeah, things just get a little more punchy. I think my ratio is like 3-to-1. You know, the tack times, recovery time's pretty quick. Tack's pretty slow, so it's got time to let those transients through and give you the punch in the front end you want. So that's compression land. And then I use this Studer from UAD. This is one of my personal favorite tape plugs. And again, I've got it set up where it's fairly dark-ish. Again, GP9 tape, 7.5 calibration, 7.5 IPS. Not really running it too hard. Check it out, it sounds like this. If you guys want to check out the biasing controls, that's how I have them set up. And yeah, I mean, that's it. There's not a lot to... I think a lot of this stuff comes from just using the right samples and just gain staging and balancing the track to allow things to sound huge when they need to as compared to other tracks and sounds. So anyways, I hope this was helpful to you. Again, you can check out my YouTube channel. There'll be a link below, mixnotes.tv. I've got a bunch of stuff over there. I'm going to play this with the track one more time and get out of here.